Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The race starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is James J. This is the Midwest Motorsports Friday night truck series race from Talladega, Alabama. The roar of engines is about to shake the very foundations of Talladega Superspeedway. Midwest Motorsports Truck Series is back, and this time the stakes are higher than ever. With round 10 on the horizon, every driver's heart is pounding with anticipation. Can they conquer the daunting 2.6-mile track and claim victory, or will the unpredictable nature of superspeedway racing shake the duffel the deck once again? Get ready for a heart-stopping showdown as the Midwest Motorsports Truck Series gets underway from Talladega Superspeedway. I'm James J. Qualifying is over. Ian Silva in the 51 truck has put it on the pole. Ty Williams in the 81 P2. Nicholas Aslan, Brandon Cotton share row 2. Sean Happick, Michael Samia row 3. John Cunningham, Trevor McLaughlin row 4. Justin Glickner, Eric Thaler row 5. That's the top 10. You can see the rest of the grid as we come around for a full lap. 21 trucks in the show tonight, and all to play for. Nicholas Aslan is your current series leader. Never know what you're going to get. Dustin Reinstell is 33 points behind, and I do not see him in the grid tonight. Let me just double check that. By the way, tonight I'm being joined by Walker McNulty, runs in the Truck Series and the Road Series. Walker, from North Carolina, how are you doing tonight, man, as the trucks are going down the backstretch?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here. You know, the typical happy-go-lucky phrase or whatever. Looking forward to a great truck race here at Talladega.
You've done a lot of super speedway racing in your iRacing career, both competitive and while you're learning. So what do you think we're going to see today?
Definitely going to see a lot less, I think, like connected pushing with this new package. It seems like you can't get the bumpers together and stay together for very long around this package versus with the old package. That should make for some interesting racing, as well as they do get bigger runs now because they do have more downforce. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see if they actually do bump draft. I hope they'll stick it with 2 wide. When they go 3 wide is when the trucks start to get a little crazy and it's hard to hold a straight line. But right now, Ian Silva in the Arby's 51 truck is going to bring us to green.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
And we are coming to the green. Dale was a little bit early on that one. Their 21 trucks are on the way. Barney's green flag is in the air, and we're racing. Ian Silva on the inside with Nicholas Aslan right behind. Outside row, we got Ty Williams and the 17 of Brandon Cotton. Michael Samia in the 1 truck up high with Trevor McLaughlin right behind him. 4 trucks on the outside working speed. Brandon Cotton pushing Ty Williams to the front. Let's see if he drops down or stays high. So far, the 51 holding a good line right on the apron. Got another truck sliding up to the outside lane. 71, I believe that's Sean Cunningham.
Yep, 71 has jumped up there, trying to take advantage of this top lane, starting up here. I'm actually pretty surprised that everything's been this tame so far, but it's a long race, 71 laps. So seems like everybody's being pretty sensible here as we end the first lap.
2 wide. I think the first 5 laps, any 4X is under review, so that hopefully the guys will be on their best behavior here. We can see if anybody's hooking up. That Brandon Cotton's definitely pushing on the 81, getting a good run. Nicholas Aslan in the 48, being cautious not to push the 51, especially going into a corner as they back off.
This is really good intel for all of these guys. Oh, we have a caution. What
And
happened?
the yellow's out.
Looks
See if we
like
can
I
find
already
that one.
commentator cursed that one.
Who was it? Did you see?
I
Brandon
didn't
Morris?
see.
Brandon Morris is in the back. I don't know if he wrecked. The 9 was in there. Norm
See, those were
Snyder.
pit lane guys. What we got here?
So far, everything looks good. That's the whole field. A little bit early for the competition caution.
Maybe it was somebody.
Pit lane starter.
Maybe it was one of the guys who started in the pit lane or something. I don't know how they would spin on their own, so I'm a little confused.
It's all
I
good.
didn't
Either
like.
way, we get to re-rack him and start again.
I didn't see anybody like fall down the tower.
I'll send a message to race control. See if he can help us out. But otherwise, yeah, I agree with you there. We're going back live. I agree with you there that that was a pretty tame start. I'm happy to see it. Hopefully, it's a sign of things to come. Looks like the 31 tapped the 93 that caused a wreck. 31
Okay.
and 93. Shane Coker and Mark Cochran, unfortunately. How bad do you want to see it?
Well, that's a little bit of smoke.
And rewind for 3 or 4 laps.
Looks like that might be a meatball right there. It always
That's,
sucks to use your fast repair right off of the bat too. This is
that's
gonna be
really
so
unfortunate.
sad for him. Yeah, and but I don't know if they both have to use one. Look at that.
There we go.
Let's see what happened here. Oh, we got a
Going down.
decent
There
wreck
we
here.
go.
Oh wow. We must have just missed it then.
Yep. Here it is.
Let's see. It looks like it might have just been, yeah, it was just a bad bump off to the side. These things are really, really touchy on bumping not centered. So bump a little to the side from the 31, and then the rest of the guys getting it. Wow, that's a big hit for the 28 into the wall. 93 with a big hit. Look at all these
Oh,
guys.
2 more big hits.
Man, that's a lot of fast
repair
repairs
early
gone
in the race.
already.
Yep.
And we know Mark Cochran now. I mean, he's not been here for every race. I think he's missed a few, but he's always quick. So this is definitely going to be hurting him. He's 6th in the points, so hopefully he can have a clean race through to the end.
I hope the Infield Care Center is stocked up on Advil and pain medication, because there's going to be a lot of headaches coming in.
Hope Norm's okay. I know he might not be able to take those kinds of hits very often.
Right. It only
Love you,
takes so
Norm.
many. With his vast experience, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's going to get it back together. It looks like he's trying his hardest not to use his fast repair. Going down a lap, maybe coming out now. So catch up, come back around, and hit the pits one more time, because we have at least one more lap. Because I hope we're coming to the choose this time. Just an unfortunate push there. Hopefully, it's a learning experience, and we won't see too many of those.
Yeah, I really hope so. It's really easy for that to happen too, because with this new package as well, these things have a lot more dirty air coming off of them. They have a lot more side downforce now, so that means a lot more side turbulence. So they kind of move around a bit, even on the straight. So, it's gonna happen. Hopefully, we just don't see it too often. And as I was gonna say before the caution rudely interrupted me, I really think all the guys in the front are taking their homework on the 17's pushing abilities. because the pushing from the 17 in that start was really, really aggressive, but also really good. He was locked on multiple times there, so definitely need to pay attention to that and see how many guys try to get linked up with the 17 as this race goes on.
17's Brandon Cotton. We'll see if he and Ty Williams can make some things happen down low. Nicholas Aslan in the 48. This time is going to be on the outside. Michael Samia going to join him out there. Trevor McLaughlin on the inside, locked right behind the number 1. 76 and the 15. 71. Got a
I'm
blinker
looking
there.
for this
Nicholas.
bottom line to be really good here. I think this bottom line might get linked up really well. We'll see. The 17 was pushing really good. We'll see how this restart goes. There goes the pace car down into the pit lane. Now we got to wait this agonizing, seemingly eternity for them to get back around to the restart zone.
Restart zone is in effect. There should be some blue Geico paint on the inside. It gives Ty Williams and the 81 the green light to go ahead. And we resume racing.
Looks like the 48 and the 51 got pretty well together there. Off of the start, 51 got a pretty good restart there. So looks like the 17 did get linked back up with Ty though. So looks like they'll be able to be 2x2 here for at least a little bit. Oh, never mind. It looks like, did the 51 get hung out to dry? Where did the 48 go? Where's Nick Haslam?
He's gone. You're right.
He's falling down. He's 17th, 18th. What happened to him? Did he get up into the wall?
He may have blinked. I know he was blinking.
Oh, yeah, he blinked out.
Big time.
Oh, that's not good.
That's
your
a long
points
blink.
leader, by the way.
Yes.
Your points leader.
Still not back. There he goes. Wow. All right, back live now. At least he's got a little help from the 39.
Yeah, it looks like he might be just trying to ride around in the back now to maybe survive. Oh, we're 3 wide for 4th now. Top lane seems to have been have combusted on itself after the 48 got left behind. So the 76 leading the middle lane. Looks like it's going to be the new top lane. Looks like the 2 guys on the top are probably going to get shuffled back, the 51 and the 71. Because they have absolutely no help. Yep, 71 jumps down, 51's hung out to dry. He's going to the back. Meanwhile, we've got Ty Williams
by the way,
out in front. Yeah, pole sitter. He dropped back there. He's what, the 7th car in line in the top lane. All you got to do is ride around for this first little bit. So
a lot of racing left.
Do you know when the competition caution is?
15. Competition caution's coming out at 15.
Okay. All right, cool.
Usually at the end of 14 is when he throws it. When 15 starts, when he throws it. If you're going to pull any strategy, come before. But there he is again, the 17, giving him a bump.
Oh, we got some good pushing going on the top though, down that back straightaway. Even Eric Thaler in the 15, being the third truck in line, giving a bump there. But it looks like they kind of lost their momentum in the middle of the corner, so the bottom lane's still pulling out strong. That 17 is pushing hard. He is on a mission. Brandon Cotton, I want you to sign up for the Cup race on Sunday and push me around that thing.
Right? He's got it figured out.
This top lane looks like it might be a little dysfunctional. They're jumping all around. They're gapped out. Yeah, they're falling back even further now. As the 1 jumps up to the top lane, though, he's going to head that top lane. Big push there out of the 76. He's going to jump up and maybe lead a lap here, depending on how well organized this top lane can be. Looks like they're 3 wide back there, about 15th place. But right now we're still 2x2 in the front. Maybe Michael Samia will lead this lap. It looks like he will. It looks like even the 76 might be second across the line. Yes, they will. So that top lane jumped back together here, and they pulled back out in front.
I wonder if Michael Samia is going to drop down in front of the 81. If he's going to stay up high and get some more help from the 76. He did good last lap as he gets another good push down the backstretch. We're too wide, 15 deep. Good push from the 76.
That's some really good push in there from the 76 for sure. He is locked on. Wow.
You break off just enough in the corners to keep everything cool and calm as they go over the bumps at Talladega. Again, working 2 lanes. Everything's looking awesome. Another good bump. Then 21 going 3 wide.
Oh no.
Ty Williams
Hold
down
on to
low.
it, Ty. There we go. Wow.
That was bound to happen. Just a little push. But one push too much in the tri-oval. Now we're 3 wide with 76. Sean Happick stuck in the middle all by himself. See if the 71's going to help him out. The 15 up front looking for help from behind. The 2 now going 3 wide. 15 pushes the 21. Justin Glickner. Michael Samia's got the lead. 76 still hangs on in the middle.
Look at how
now the 9.
powerful that side draft is for the 76.
Yes. Hanging
Able
on
to
in the middle.
stay in there.
Now getting some help from the number 9. Working 3 lanes. If I can zoom further out just a little bit.
Number 9, the furthest car forward, I believe, that started from the pit lane, up 15 spots right now. So he's worked his way up into this leading part of the pack, as it looks like we're now going to go to being 3 wide for a while. This is always where things really get fun.
This is Midwest Motorsports truck racing at its best. Oh, the 15 got really loose on the high line. Working 3 lanes now, 76 still in the middle. But can't find a hole in the bottom or the top to drop by. We're 3 wide.
Look at that run in the middle.
Cunningham on the outside. Oh, Robinson pushing 76 of Sean Appick in the middle line. Your pole sitter in the 51, Ian Silver in the middle. Down low, it's Brandon Cotton and Michael Samia. The race for the lead of Talladega with working lap 12 coming up on lap 13.
Looks like the top's falling apart here. Whenever the middle gets going like that, it'll throw the top all to pieces.
Right, and somebody from the top drops down to the middle and then leaves somebody hanging. We're going back to 2 wide, 3 wide with Justin Glickner all in his country by himself. If he can drop down behind the 31. Shane Coker, but up front is the number 1 truck, Michael Samia, 76, getting a push this time from the 9 on the outside. Another push going down the back stretch. Not really hooked up, but a little bump there. Oh, Samia's blinking.
Hopefully that's the only time we see him blink here.
I can't imagine the adrenaline rush you get when you're pushing somebody at Talladega and they blink.
That is the scariest thing that can possibly happen. Looks like the 76, Sean Happick, is going to lead this lap. I think he might have led the lap before this. So bonus points galore for Sean Happick. I think everybody's going to be trying to get those sweet, juicy bonus points from leading a lap here.
Every point helps, especially this late in the season. We're 10 races in. Sorry, this is the 9th race. Apologies. Forgot the duels don't count for points.
I wonder
Samia's not in here for points, though. He's in here for the win. Sorry, Walker. I'm sorry to step on you.
I wonder how long these things will go on fuel. Obviously, they'll make it to like the break here, the competition caution on lap 15. Oh, man, it looks like the 9 is leaving the 76 hanging, but he's getting left hanging on the outside. Nobody's following him. So that might be a really bad decision there. But, I mean, he had such a good run. He is cleared as we go to the stage.
Competition caution, yeah.
Wow. So
I think he was trying to get one more spot coming to the comp caution. I think they're going to probably get 24, 25 laps, depending on how much they save.
Okay.
So my guess is everybody's going to come in. They're past halfway on their tank. More tires, than necessary. But how about it? Michael Samia gets credit for P1, I believe.
Yep, he came across the line in the lead with Brandon Cotton in second. James Olavason all the way up to third there, making that strong move on the outside. So good for him getting that extra little bit. Oh, it looks like the timing screen's jumping all around. The one is pulling to a stop. Is he waiting for the pace car?
Pit lane's closed. You can see the red lights flashing.
He must have passed the pace car and not been paying attention. So now he's waiting for it. That must be what happened.
Usually Barney catches up. The pace car comes out of the pit lane sometimes.
There he goes.
I'm expecting the pit lane lights to go to green.
They're still red. He's
Yeah.
coming in on a closed pit.
I guess
Everybody's coming in on a closed pit.
Josh is going to have some black flags to clear here.
And a couple of guys stay out. 48 of Nick Asselin staying out. Okay. Some interesting strategy here. So I just did a little bit of math in my head. So 25 laps will take you to 40, and then another 25 will take you to 65. We have 71 laps. So if it goes green from here, they're going to have to do a splash and dash at some point if they pit under this yellow. But if these guys that stayed out, if there's enough people that come in with the guys that just stayed out, then they'll have to make this. They'll just have to make 2 stops to the end versus 3. They won't have to come in for the splash. So be on the lookout for these 3 right here. Oh,
Where's
maybe
he going?
for these 2. I think he's trying to take the road course layout. I'm not really sure.
Oh, it looks like he's blinked or he's left. He's exited the system. I don't know if he's exited the world, but
that's not good.
Yeah, my guess is that's a blink.
But
that's what you're saying. So these guys may not need a splash. Now, you are assuming that there will be no more cautions.
Yeah, that's assuming it goes green the whole way. We're at a super speedway. It's probably not going to go green the whole way, but it can. And these 2 guys right here, this might be a winning move in quick math. 55 laps time. This might be a winning move for one of these 2 guys. So we'll see. I mean, Nick Asselin dropped all the way to the back on that last restart, so he's got to figure something out here.
Right.
Unless he's just coming back in. He's coming back.
Down?
He's coming in.
Oh.
Okay, so it looks like only the number 55 of Craig Nagy. This man's got a brain on him. Let's see if his strategy works out. So I'm afraid if he's going to be by himself, that might be a problem. Nick Asselin got black flag. Did he speed into the pit lane?
Maybe. See if race control fills me in. Ovarian cancer awareness on the Craig Nagy truck. Respect to you. Look at this. Mark Cochran now slides up there.
Yep, he's up into the front couple of rows here, so that's good for him after that big crash he was in earlier. I really like that livery on the 55. That's nice. Good cause. So shout out to you, Craig Nagy, for the cancer awareness livery. It looks cool. I really like it.
I agree. That teal ribbon looks awesome with the spirals going behind the rear wheel. And I like Michael Samia's Platinum Elite paint. Usually he's got a Dale Earnhardt throwback or tribute of some sort.
Mm-hmm. Guess now since he's running the number 1, it's a little bit more difficult to pull off the Dale Earnhardt. If it was a 2, then maybe, but nobody's ever going to get that 2.
Yeah, that's Justin's. I think he's got dibs.
He's got that locked down. Looks like we're 2x2, so we're going to be going green this next time by. Maybe everybody will play nice. Maybe we'll get to 3 wide in about half a lap. We'll see. Got Craig Nagy on the inside, Michael Samia on the outside on the front row, Mark Cochran and Sean Happick taking up row 2, Trevor McLaughlin, Thomas Fuller in row 3 as we come around now for this, once again, very long wait to take the green flag on this next restart.
Here we go. Greg Nagy on the inside is your control car. He's going to start us off. He's got Mark Cochran and Trevor McLaughlin behind the push, and Sean Appick is already tight on the number 1 truck on the outside lane to get a good push, and we're off again, back racing. Green flag, competition caution is over. Only natural cautions from here on out.
That was a great restart push there from Sean Happick onto the one of Michael Samia in that top lane. I think Michael Samia even crossed the line in the lead. That's how good of a push he got. Even though they did go second, he just got, I mean, that was timed perfectly out of the 76 on the push. As we now come down the back straightaway, it looks like the 51, oh, he jumps back down into the bottom. Okay, I thought maybe something was going to happen. Number 6, he's up against the wall, but he jumps back down into the line. So we're still 2x2 for now. A couple of stragglers at the back just trying to survive. As we come around the tri-oval for the first time after the restart, it looks like Craig Nagy is going to lead this lap. So looks like he's at least going to get that bonus point we were talking about. Getting the push from Mark Cochran there on the bottom.
87 of Thomas Fuller on the third on the outside. Like a Mountain Dew on the nose. Somebody else on the quarter panel, but I haven't talked about him much. He's found his way to the front. He's got Robert Sanders right behind him in the 6 truck.
Yeah, I saw that Mountain Dew livery in the practice, and I thought it was really cool. So nice little throwback scheme there, just 1 week late. Oh, big push there out of Mark Cochran. Got Craig Nagy a little bit sideways. Oh, man.
Eric Thaler in the 15 in the middle, all by himself. Now Robert Sanders on the outside, isolated. Let's see if they try to make it 3 wide. Fuller wisely lifts just enough to let the guys come back in. 2 wide in front of him. Still 2 wide. I'd much rather see 2 wide racing instead of 3 wide, at least until we get down to the last 15, 20 laps. But you never know. Everybody wants to lead the race. I mean, it is a race after all. We should be racing, but finish first, you got to get there. Not even a third of the way in yet.
Absolutely. Super speedway races are all about patience. Usually it's the most patient guy that's alive at the end. Then it's the most aggressive guy in the end that ends up getting the win or getting put on his top. So as this race winds down, we'll definitely see the aggression ramp up, I'm sure, especially from the guys that are 3rd, 4th, 5th in line, trying to make their way to the front, making moves, making new lines. So this is only going to get more and more exciting as we go. And also Craig Nagy pit on the very first caution on lap 2. So he should be able to make it to around 26, 27. As Michael Samia gets filtered out from the top lane, looks like he'll probably be able to jump back down here behind the 87, so he's not going to lose too much ground. So now the 76 will be the leader of that top lane with the 87 second in line.
It's kind of lucky for Michael Samia to have a hole drop back down into. Not sure if he didn't like the push he got or why he went up wide, or Sean Appick just decided to bail on him.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I didn't catch it. I was looking over at the timing screen and looked back, and he was on the top 3 wide. Big push out of the 93 there on the Craig Nagy going into turn 1. Those are the scariest.
In the corner, going into the corner. There we go. Now Mark's got a good push. And look at Thomas Fuller pushing the 76.
Oh, he is locked in.
Yeah.
Look at how big of a run they just got. The 76 out to the lead from that amazing push all the way down the back straightaway from Thomas Fuller. Unlocks there a little bit too far, so now they're going to fall back again. Let's see if we can get that big push again going down the front straightaway and maybe get another lap led for the 76 of Sean Happen.
Riding with Mark Cochran as he pushes Craig Nagy. Let's see where the 76 is. He's across the line. 76 might have got credit for that lap.
Looks like
We're
he
riding
did.
on board with Mark Cochran. It's great camera view, showing us the anxiety required, the trucks, I should say. Hard to find the bumper and lock down onto it. Look at the 87 push.
Big push out of the 87. I mean, they're almost both clear going down the back straightaway here. I mean, that's a huge push. Look at that. He's still locked on going through the corner. Oh, what a push from the 87. Wow. They're going to have a good run down the front straightaway, too, here.
The one making it three truck train. Oh, too much.
76
Too much
jumps
for
down.
76. Yeah, he didn't like that.
Looks like the 87. Will he lead this lap? 87 does lead that lap.
Wow.
So, great job there. Oh, big push. Got the 87 a little bit crooked, I think. Either that or the 87 just pulled down. One of the two. Looked very close. So now Michael Samia heading this front row with Eric Thaler behind him. Where'd he come from? And they now have the momentum as the bottom lane stacks up on each other, as we have two rejectees down at the bottom.
Yep. Craig Nagy drops back third in line down low.
Oh, it looks
After
like
leading.
Eric's trying to knock. Oh no!
I
I thought
think
Eric was trying to
pass.
get his nose around the outside there, but it looks like he's just going to hold it.
I think he was getting his nose in clean air so he didn't push on the exit of a corner, but without having to lift, just take a little bit longer distance to make up for the crossover on the bumpers there. Now he's pushing, getting ready for a bump going down the back stretches. Here we go. 15 of Eric Taylor riding with him, looking up at Michael Samia, trying to get up just enough to give him a bump. There he goes. What's going on behind him?
And the top two are clear of the bottom lane. Great
Decide to
momentum
stay
here
up.
on the top.
Going across this time by, it might be too early now. Michael Samia might get credit for this lap. That's going to help him out as once again they're clear of the inside lane, the 21 Justin Glickner and the 2 of Justin Thaler on the outside, but Sean Appick and Thomas Fuller staying loyal down low.
Everybody's
trucks are going at it.
everybody's still in this one pack. No stragglers out the back that have lost the draft, so it always sucks to be that one guy that loses the draft on a restart or something. So everybody's here all together. So hopefully that's a good thing. We'll see. As they're still coming around 2 by 2. Looks like Thomas Fuller might lead this lap. Depends on how big of a push the one gets from the 15 here. Looks like Thomas Fuller will lead this lap in the 87. These guys giving plenty of room to each other, top and bottom, which is always great to see. I hate it whenever people run the top lane and want to crowd you down onto the line. It's not that great.
Not fun. I was hoping you could comment what it's like to be in the middle of the pack and trying to choose if you're going to go 3 wide or do you stay 2 wide, or what those decision-making process is like, because you have to do it on the fly, whether you're in the front, back, or the middle. What's it like?
Yeah, I mean, the decision making at a super speedway is always split second. Looks like Chris Nagy is coming down the pit road and no one is coming with him. So this might not be very good for him in the moment, but if there's a yellow, he's not going to go a lap down. So if there's a yellow, he'll be on a different pit strategy than everybody else. So we'll see how that goes as he peels in. But anyways, back to the point here. Yeah, the decision making on super speedways is split second, and those split second decisions you have to make can win you the race, or they can also put you upside down at the hot dog stand in a massive crash. So, these big runs these guys are going to be getting, You have two options to do with them. You can either A, jump out, try to make a third line with the guy behind you or you know, a guy in front of you. If you're in a voice call with your teammates or something, try to make a third line. Other than that, it's just, you know, whenever you're these guys, third, fourth, fifth, sixth car in line, you just kind of sit there and wait for some sort of opportunity to rise for you to be able to move up a little bit. It looks like the 55 will go a lap down here. See, there he is coming out of the pit
Oh,
lane.
no, yep.
So he'll get the lucky
Going
dog.
off strategy. Yep, he's the only one, right. Hopefully he'll be able to catch up with the tail end of the pack and not go 2 laps down.
Actually, that might be really good. Look, if he gets this slipstream off of these guys and can hold the draft, that would be really, really good for his race. He might be too far back though. I don't know if he's going to be able to get in there. He can hold on. If he can hold the draft, that'd be huge. Yeah, he's too far back. He lost that draft, so unfortunate for Chris Nagy. We'll see how his strategy plays out though as the race goes on.
Just small movements though. You don't want any major movements on the wheel and jump 2 lanes and make the guy next to you startle. There's Olavis and Brandon Morris now on the outside lane all by himself.
Yeah, he looks like he got left out to dry, but he's moving forward. Look at him go. And actually, he might fall into line here, gain a couple of spots as those two guys in the middle get linked together. We'll see how the 9 and the 5 do. Looks like the 5 elects just to jump back in line. So 39 gains a couple of spots there. Brandon Morris being optimistic there for sure. Gets a couple of spots. It's like he might even try to do it again on the 2.
Trying to force him 3 wide. No real threat from behind.
Yeah, he's trying to make that top lane happen, but nobody's going with him. This might be a move that gets him shuffled back because he's not getting any side draft. He's far away from these guys beside of him. And yeah, he's not going to have a hole to jump down into anymore here. So, the 5 jumps down to the bottom. So now he's got a hole. As looks like the top lane in general has been shaken up a lot here. The 1 gets pushed out to the outside. He's going to fall back. 15 now of Eric Thaler are going to be taking over this top lane. This top lane really needs to get organized because that bottom lane is flying away. I mean, they are the 15 is 17th position or 7th position, sorry, right now. As now the 21 does get to his bumper, gives him a shove, so he's gonna start moving forward again. This top lane gonna have to figure themselves out to be able to get back up towards the front.
Yeah, Michael Samio was with him, and now he's dropped back. A 5th in that outside lane. But again, 8 places back from the leader, Mark Cochran, 3rd, so only 3 back now. They're working their way back up. Amazing how the race ebbs and flows. Just half a lap earlier, there were 7 cars back. Now they're right back in it with P2.
That was a nice big push there out of the 21 of Justin Glockner. So top lane now, we've got Thaler, Justin, and Justin Thaler. So we've got those 3 guys linked up on the top lane. 39 once again jumping out to the top of outside of Michael Samia. He is riding every single run he gets. At some point, I'm sure it's going to work out for him later in the race, but right now people are just wanting to chill out a little bit, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's high risk, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
But no risk, no reward, so got to give him credit for making a run for it. He hasn't done anything too crazy to cause any huge incidents. So as long as we keep that up, I guess it's justified. But like you say, I mean, you can't win from 8th place. You know, you got to be up in the mix in order to come across the line. So you got to work your way up there. He hasn't been there yet. So I know Brandon Morris wants to lead.
Yeah, all of these guys are going to be hunting for these precious bonus points. In a place like Talladega where you never know where you're going to finish or if you're going to finish, you got to figure out a way to get points somehow. So everybody's going to want to go up there to the point and lead a lap at least. by my guesstimation, I think Michael Samia's probably led the most laps at this point, but he's not going to be adding to that tally back there, 5th in line up top. So it'll be interesting to kind of pay attention and see who stays at the front, who maybe gets those bonus points too. 15 and the 15, the 21, and the 2, though, trying to make this outside groove work. 15 might be able to lead this lap. It looks like he probably will. Good push there out of the 21. 76, though, with a good push on the inside. And looks like the 15 of Eric Thaler might squeeze this lap out. Yes, he will.
Oh,
So he'll
nice.
lead that lap. That's bonus points for him if he hadn't led one already.
We are working 20 laps since the pit stop, so another 4 or 5 laps, we're going to see green flag stops. And I think that is really going to shuffle the pack.
Absolutely. And yeah, I just see. I'm looking at the timing now, and yeah, Craig Nagy is half a lap behind. We actually have a couple of guys in the pit lane. Brandon Cotton, Sean Cunningham, both of them making an early stop here on lap 34. At least they have somebody to be with.
Right. Yes.
It always seems beneficial to be the first group into the pits because you always have a good run on whoever comes out of the pit lane and is trying to figure their stuff out. Now we're 3 wide. What in the world has happened here? We've had an explosion at the front.
Well, obviously, there's just the shuffle, the Talladega shuffle. The 15 dropped down. 21 was being pushed by the 9. The 9 then dropped down in front of the 15. And now Justin Thaler's pushing Justin Glickner. Michael Samia in third is the 9. And look at Brandon Morris. Those two, 21 and the 2, dropped down in front of Olavison and the 9 truck. That leaves Michael Samia and Brandon Morris on the outside lane with Ian Silva and Mark Cochran on the outside. So
I have a feeling guys are going to be pitting here soon because they're fighting to get down to the bottom.
Any minute. Yeah, good point.
But look at how the turntables. The 1 is back out front leading laps again right after I just said he was 5th in line. Yeah, you see this line of trucks down at the bottom. They're getting ready to pit.
Yep.
These guys at the top, they better have a couple of laps of fuel or figure out a way to get down to the bottom too because
pit stops are coming.
Yeah, pit stops are definitely coming. Brandon Morris pit on the 2nd lap that he could pit in the caution as the 1 jumps down. Oh no! Oh, hold on to it, boys. Looks like we had a little checkup there. Justin Thaler able to hold on to it though, so thankfully no wreckage there. But he's still on the apron. He's going to lose a lot of time out of that. Probably just a checkup there from the 1 jumping down in line, and the 21 getting pushed by the 2. So he had a lot of overspeed on this 1. Had to jump down to keep from hitting him. And yeah, it just
the 9
looks
was
like
still
they might have.
pushing.
Yeah, it looks like they were all 3 linked up there. So unfortunate for Justin, but I'm sure it'll be okay as we're coming into the pit cycle. Might be even better for him because that means he's not going to worry as much coming down into the pit lane on getting rear-ended. That's a plus at least. Let's see how many of them jump down into the pits this time.
We did have some pacing laps, 1 or 2, so they should be able to go to 40. Nope,
Here they all come.
Coming in. Yep.
So we've got a decent little pack here. 15 coming in hot. 21 spins coming into the pit lane.
Oh, no.
Justin Glockner backwards. Locked up the rear axle coming down into the pits. Had her a little too hot coming into the pits. He's facing backwards. That's going to be bad. If he drops out of the pack, that's going to be him more or less out of contention if there's not a yellow. There goes the 21. Good avoidance there from the 15 to keep from hitting him. Tough break there for Justin. Hopefully he got it turned. Oh, he's still doing burnouts back there. He's upset. Hopefully he'll be able to hold on to a draft and keep up into the pack, but yeah, that's very unfortunate for him. As looks like we have another group of drivers coming into the pit lane. that time by the 51, 29, and 81. And it's Justin Glockner still is in the pit lane. I think he might have got
Oh.
damage from hitting that inside wall. So
Oh,
unfortunate break there for Justin. He was running really good there at the front. Number 22 got a black flag. Robert Olavson, maybe he sped into the pit lane. Now they're going to be fighting over that bottom lanes to try to come into the pits. Looks like they're all going to get in line. These guys definitely are going to be pitting here soon. And it looks like they're all coming in. Yep, everybody's coming in. And everybody holds on to it. Michael Samia gets a black flag
Oh no!
for speeding in the pit lane.
Too fast.
Oh
Trying to
man,
get too much.
unfortunate.
Just past the halfway mark. Nobody can make it from here though. You only get to lap 65 from here, so we're gonna need a splash at the end.
Trevor misses his
Trevor
pit
missed
box
his
there.
block. Oh no, that's gonna cost him 5 seconds. He's still trying to figure it out. Get in the box, Trevor. Oh, that hurts.
Wait.
Now he's jacked up. Okay.
Yeah, and he's taking tires. Oof. Gotta go with fuel only, boys. 48.93, first one's out in this group. Gotta pay attention to the timing board, see where these guys are. Ian Silva and Ty Williams just came across the line. They look like they're hooked up. Yep, there they are. Got a couple of 2x2s going on here. So these two guys looks like they're gonna shuffle out to the lead because Nick Aslan's definitely not gonna have enough momentum to be able to hold in front of these two. Unless him and Mark really get hooked up here and get to going. Number 39 as well got a black flag for speeding in the pit lane, I presume.
They have not caught up to Nick in the 48 yet. The 15s made it back.
Here comes this other group. 48 and the 93 still winding up. They might be able to hold out front here. See how this all turns out.
I love green flag stops on super speedways. It does this right here. Now we're gonna have definite comers and goers.
'51 and the 81 going around the outside there. There's the unfortunate Craig Nagy right there on the bottom. He is a lap down still, so unfortunate for him.
And trapped on a strategy of his own.
Yep. So unfortunate for him. As the
There they
51
go.
and the 81, they take over the lead. 48 and 93 couldn't hold it out in their two-car tandem against this pack of four. So out front, we've got Ian Silva, Ty Williams. They both jump down to the bottom, so that leaves the Thaler brothers up top. I'm sure these two are going to want to stick together. 17 third in that lane.
How about that for
Super
Justin
Speedway
Thaler?
drivers.
After dropping down the apron earlier, right before the pit stops, coming in the pit, and now the pit cycles are over, he finds himself in the front. It went from bad to good for Justin there in the two.
This is where things start to get interesting. So we'll see where the strategy goes with this. If these guys just go all the way out to E on their fuel, or if they just split it in half between here and the end. Maybe some guys are going to try to fuel save. We'll see. Definitely, they're going to have to make a splash to make it to the end. So it's going to be interesting to see just how this goes. But right now, we've got the 51 and the 81 on the inside, the Thaler brothers on the outside, 2x2 leading the field here. Everybody's a bit spread out. The guys that are off of this first pack now are from 16th back. Trevor McLaughlin looks to be the first one out of this lead pack with the number 9, James Olavson. Robert Sanders a bit further behind them. Brandon Morris, Michael Samia, and Robert Olavson all in a group really far behind this lead pack. So they're going to be all hoping for a caution to be able to come back into contention here. Really unfortunate for those guys to either have the penalties or miss their box, whatever happened. So they're going to be praying that these guys wreck.
The gap starts about 16th. Trevor McLaughlin, 15 seconds behind from 16th on back. couple tandems in the middle, and another 20 seconds to Sanders. So they definitely need a caution.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunate for those guys, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. And really unfortunate for James Olafson. He made his way to a front right before the pit cycle, and now he's back there outside of this league group. So all that work he did getting up front, now he's back there in 17th, trapped way behind.
Speaking of trapped, Brandon Cotton in a lane of his own. Outside in third. Let's see if he can drop down. He's going to be behind the 5. John Aslan finally tucks it back in. See if he can work his way back to the front.
Something to pay attention to as well, just in case there is a caution, the 55 and the 21 are the 2 trucks 1 lap down, and they're both on the bottom lane. 21 just 2 trucks behind the 55, so that's going to be a mini battle between those 2 guys for, if there is a caution, for them to get back on the lead lap. So that's going to be something to kind of keep our eye on as well. If there's a caution, hopefully there's not. Hopefully we can keep it green and see the strategy play come out. Everybody loves a good strategy race, right?
I do. And that's right behind each other. Well, 2 cars. They got 29 of Andrew Miller in between them. So, yeah, that's a great call, Walker. Thanks for pointing that out. 21 and then 2 trucks ahead. Right now, Craig Nagy would get it.
Yeah, I mean, if the 21 might not be in a hurry to do anything since he is a lap down, but if he does notice Craig Nagy up ahead of him, he might try to jump to that outside line, maybe move forward a little bit. He does have a hole here he could have jumped into on the top.
Yep.
It looked pretty promising, but it's closed up now, so looks like he's just going to hold on to this bottom lane for now.
Justin Taylor's dropped down. So the Taylor brothers are not together anymore. Eric Thaler in the 15. Justin Thaler in the 2.
Got a new, fresh name and pushing Eric Thaler here. We've got Chester Miller in the 18 now, second in line on that top lane. I don't think we've seen him at the front yet, so he's getting his TV time for the sponsors. That yellow and white number 18 truck. Go 2x2. Big push there out of the 18. 51 as well with a good push onto the 2, but the 18 is locked on. They're going to have, looks like they should have a pretty good run here. 15 pulls ahead just a little bit as the 18 has to get off of his bumper. Running 2x2, nice and close. Bumping in the middle of the corner. Oh, that's scary, especially whenever they got a little off center there, but everything seemed to work out there, so that's a plus.
Any issues with overheating possibly here, Walker?
If you stay locked on, like if the 18 is able to stay locked on like this for a whole lap, it can definitely overheat. You can see him poking out now, trying to cool that truck off. Normally, water temp is, I believe water temp you poke out right, oil temp you poke out left, I think is how it works. But you see this top lane, they're making moves. Oh, that's a big push out of the 18 onto the 15 truck. 15 able to hold on to it, jumps down now in front of his brother. So the Thaler's back together, and 18 now leading that top lane with the 48 of Nick Asselin back up into the mix after getting shuffled down to the back early on in this race. He's now made his way back up to the front with John Asselin right behind him. So we've got brothers leading the bottom line, and we have the potential for father-son to be leading the top line. Pretty cool. Now, if only we had Papa Thaler in here too.
Right, where's Chris?
I think
Sunday for that one.
Maybe Justin yelled at him too much for holding him up at Sonoma, so now he's a little scared of joining in now. He doesn't want to mess his boy up.
I don't think he messed him up too bad. Justin still went on to win that one.
Yeah,
but it was a heartbreaking, heart-stopping moment. Well, you know what it's like, father, son.
There goes the 55 down into the pits. So the 21 will take over that that lucky dog spot now. And that most likely will put Craig Nagy a second lap down. So hoping he stays on the lead lap here, but he's going to have nobody around him, so he might end up being 2 laps down anyways. So Justin Glockner is now your lucky dog participant if we have a yellow. As we jump back to the action, we've only got 3 trucks here lined up on the top. Everybody jumping down to the bottom. The 2 Thaylors working together pretty good there down the back straightaway, but don't forget about these guys up top. They might only have 3 of them, but 3 is enough for a party. As looks like John Asselin is blinking just a little bit, but should be okay. Got 5 trucks here on the top. See if they can get organized, get some good runs going on here. Maybe get that top lane moving. Here comes the 55. Right in front of these guys. Yeah, he's going to go a lap down again. It might even be the exact same story as last time where he doesn't even have the toe here. Yeah, he's gonna drop behind. That's so unfortunate for Craig Nagy. But he doesn't have to stop again. So if there's a yellow, after these guys have to take their splash, and he's only a lap down, maybe he gets the lucky dog or the free pass. You never know. Really unfortunate for him. Thought maybe that strategy was going to work out, but it doesn't look like it.
Coming up on 19 laps to go. Still anybody's race. And don't forget, you can make it to the end from here with 1 stop. Everybody has to stop at least once more. I think Craig Nagy and Robert Sanders are good from here, as Brandon Cotton and Sean Cunningham decide to come in now and make their stop. Definitely don't come in on your own. You need a partner to work with.
I think those 2 guys were linked up together way off the pack, so it would only make sense that they came in together. But Brandon Cotton and Sean Cunningham are a bit stretched apart here, so they're going to have to figure out how to get linked back up. But yeah, I think those 2 guys were a little bit out of the pack, so might as well try to go off kilter on the strategy. You never know how it's going to work out.
Got to hand it to these truck guys, though. They have done a great job of keeping it clean, staying with each other, but not wrecking. Big kudos for putting on a good show. And we got 15 laps to go. All bets are off. Now it's every man for himself.
Oh, the 18 gets left hanging. He's trying to jump down to the hole. Man, he barely got in front of the 15 there. That was close. That was really, really close. Good job from everybody to check up there, not run into the back of the 18, as we now have the 2 Asselins out front. And it looks like we've got some guys coming down the pit lane. Got the Thaylors. The 15 maybe sped in coming into the pit lane there. Looks like he might have. He cooked her pretty deep in there. Got a few guys coming down to the pits. Let's see. Waiting for the timing screen to actually
Kind of happy.
tell me.
Thomas Fuller, Norm Snyder on the PL column, red pit lane box. Nicholas Astlin out front with John Astlin, father-son duo leading.
I'm sure this is a good moment for these guys. Gotta be a good moment for them.
Yes. I know Nicholas has been interviewed a couple of times post-race for winning and podiums, and now his dad gets to share the spotlight with him. His dad's pushing him on. Nicholas Astlin is your points leader. We'll review some quick stats.
As you look for that, just real quick, Ty Williams came into pit that lap, but crucially, he came in by himself. So that might not be good for him. We'll see how that turns out for him. Hopefully he gets in a pack with some of these other guys. We'll see. But right now, 70, I think that's the 71 there on the outside. Yes, it is. He has just gotten put. Wow. That's English for you right there. 71 is now a lap down. Looks like they're catching up to the 17 as well. But these guys are all peeling off to pit. The last group to pit here, headed by the two Asselins. It looks like they all get it slowed down. 20. Where's the 21 at? Is he facing the right way? No, he's not
Good
this one.
call.
It's 9 coming out of the pit lane as all these guys are coming in. So this is going to be all these guys. Final stop. We're going green to the end, hopefully, maybe. They're going to be hoping so, at least whichever group is out front. Currently, looks like Brandon Morris, Michael Samia, and Robert Olavson are the group in front of these three. They are going to cycle out to be your leaders at the end of this.
We got a
Maybe.
spinner.
Oh, we've got a wreck. Oh, John
Oh,
Asselin hits the wall
that's off
hard.
pit lane. He was
Off
exiting the
of the
pits.
pitch. Oh,
So far, we're
no.
staying green. So far, we're staying green.
Oh, unfortunate. Papa Asselin there. Ian Silva doesn't look like he's going to get into this little group here. Oh, we've got a big checkup in front of these guys. The Thaler brothers are going to be moving on up. They're
Wow.
flying up through
Coming with
here.
speed.
And they ejecto themselves up to the front.
I'm dropping the hammer. No, you're not.
They definitely dropped the hammer there. They just have found another gear.
Eric has downshifted that thing like in the movies, and they are gone. Now, they're going to get caught up too here. They might get freight trained by this pack, but they made sure they were the leaders of this group here. So that is your top two. They jumped right out there, and they took advantage of that big checkup. Eric, though, jumping up to the top, leaving his brother hanging, trying to block the 39. 39 jumps out to the outside. Eric Thaler looks like he's going to be left hanging there in the middle. Oh, the 76 is jumping in behind him. We might be 3 wide from here to the finish.
It's going to be chaos, though, because the 39 and the one truck both need to stop one more time. So they're going to run their tank empty. They came in at lap 40, so they can go to 65 out of 71. So that's now. They're on empty.
And I hope these guys don't run out of
Brandon
fuel.
Morris is up high. Oh, my gosh, that would cause mad chaos. We're 3 wide with 13 laps to go. And some guys have to pit. Some guys are good to the end. There's no way Brandon Morris can save 15 laps in just a 25-lap stop. When is Michael Samia going to come down? That was a great job of the 39 to avoid the 15's block. Really close. 15 threw a very aggressive block, but 39 was on to him and didn't. Could have been a lot worse is what I'm trying to say. Now Justin Taylor and the 2 down low. It's a push from the 1, and they're off.
Robert Olavson peels off into the pit lane that time by. I think he was one of those guys like Michael Samia and Brandon Morris that came in on lap 40. It was a little off cycle from everybody else that wasn't in the pack. I think the guys that maybe got penalties or something. Oh, we've got a little bit of a side push there by the 2 brothers. So Justin has to jump down to the bottom. Eric now takes point with Sean Happick, second in line in that top lane. So now we have,
from 76.
I think that's Michael Samia second in line there behind Justin.
Yep. Who needs to stop?
That's another lap. So how long is Michael Samia going to be able to go on fuel here? Because you know he's just praying for a caution. He's trying to stay out as long as possible to get this yellow. So the 2 jumps back up in front of the 15. Is that the number 55 truck?
Yep. Yes, sir.
It is. So unfortunately for him, he's going to be going 2 laps down here. But at least he's going to be able to hold on to the pack. 15 and the 2 jumping down in front of Michael Samia. That's going to leave Sean Happick to be the leader of that top lane with Chester Miller second in line in that lane. And Ty Williams third in line in that lane. He jumps down to the bottom though, so that leaves the number 9 way back there. So it's just those two guys up top. See if they can make something happen or if they're going to be hung out to dry here.
It's Chester Miller and Sean Appick. They've both been good pushers. Let's see if they can push each other back up to the front. We got a couple of trucks that are off sequence here as they're coming up on more lap cars. That's Trevor McLaughlin and Robert Olavison. They stay high. Thankfully, thank you guys.
Yeah,
There's more coming.
Looks like Sean Happick and Chester Miller are being left hanging by everybody else. So with those two lap trucks that they just passed, that really shook them up a bit. So let's see if any of these guys on this bottom lane decide to jump out, try to make something happen here. 10 laps to go left in this race, coming to 9 to go. Justin Thaler out in front, Eric Thaler in second, Michael Samia still out there after pitting on lap 40. So let's see how long he can survive on that tank.
He probably has 2 or 3 more laps.
Brandon Morris as well.
Right.
So
top 8 or 9, all single file.
The calm before the storm.
That's right. What an exciting race. Don't forget, if you want to join Midwest Motorsports, come get some of the action. Midwest-motorsports.com is where you find us. We have 3 series right now. Truck Series on Friday night, Cup Series on Sunday night, Road Series, currently GT4s on Tuesday evenings. Midwest-motorsports.com is where you can find us. Entries are always free and always open. You can join anytime. Midwest-motorsports.com. Check out the rules and find out which league is right for you. And follow the instructions to sign up on the Discord. We'll get you right in. You could be racing Talladega Superspeedway with these guys. Only 1 caution for the competition caution, an early caution on lap 2. After that, it's been green flagged the whole way at Superspeedway with 23 trucks. Midwest Motorsports, the founders of Midwest Motorsports, are leading 1-2 as Michael Samia finally tucks into for his pit stop. I believe Brandon Morris is going to come with him, and he does. So now we got a race, an 8-lap race to the end. Thanks to everybody watching on Twitch, Ribbonvale Twitch. Shout out to Josh Watt, who runs the broadcast and the Twitch stream. I'm James J, bringing the action to you with Walker McNulty tonight. Thanks again, Walker, for joining me. Once again, there are our 3 series that we race. Midwest-motorsports.com. Sign up. We got a 7-lap dash to the win. It's anybody's race. Anything can happen. Walker, you know how super speedways go. You could win from 8th spot here. The 99 Trevors a lap down. But the top 6 or 8 trucks are racing for a spot. The 48 is your current points leader. I think he just wants to not finish last. He should retain the lead.
Yeah, definitely. He's got a pretty good gap, so he doesn't need to worry about winning in this race. He just needs to worry about crossing that finish line. While you were doing the ad read there, the 18 and the 76 of Sean Happick and Chester Miller, they made a really good run there, got linked up for about a lap or so. Really made a run up towards the front guys, but then you could see that the 18 of Chester Miller had to duck out. Once again, really good run, really good push there from Chester Miller down the back straightaway as they come through turns 3 and 4. Oh, and they're wrecking. Oh, no. Up into the wall. So many trucks junked in that wreck.
The 15 is able to keep it.
Eric Thaler, Ian
The 2
Silva,
got caught up in it.
Ty Williams, I think, made it through, as well as Nick Asselin. So we'll see what happened here.
Now it's time for some fast repairs. Let's see what happened.
Just as we were talking about how good of a race this has been. This is why you never talk about that stuff.
Broadcaster's curse strikes again.
So looks like Justin washes up a little bit. Eric comes down to the bottom. We're going to be watching these 2 guys here. Eric right on the back bumper of Justin Thaler. And the 76 comes down into into the number 2 truck, and both of them go up into the wall. Bad break for the 2 of Justin Thaler. Let's see who else gets involved. The 18, the 9. Let's
Turned.
see if Trevor McLaughlin can make it through. Oh, he squeaks through there. So good for Trevor. He's going to gain a couple of spots from this, I think. Maybe. If he can avoid the rest of this wreck. Few trucks junked there. The 93 of Mark Cochran. Oh, that's going to be him out. We know he
Bad
used his
luck.
fast repair earlier. Unfortunate for him.
It was truly bad luck. He was almost through it. That's why I focused on him, because he made it through, and then Chester Miller was coming down. Very end.
Just
And
barely
finally,
hooked. Yeah.
just barely hooked him, and that was it. He's synchronized into the wall with the 9, up on 2 wheels, almost over. Like you say, he's used his fast repair. We are pretty sure.
Yeah, I think he used it at the start, so that might be him out of this one.
Oh,
Yep, tow to the pit lane. He's
that's
going to be
why.
there a while. The 2 also had to tow to the pit lane. Justin Thaler. See him sitting there. Michael Samia, Sean Happick also in the pit lane. Who else is in the pit lane? Brandon Morris is in the pit lane.
That's a good break for Michael Samia and Brandon Morris, though.
Yes, it is. Of course, they already came down the pit, but they're on the lead lap now, so they can make something happen. So the guys who made it through that wreck, looks like we've got 11 trucks that made it through there. Eric Thaler out in front. Ian Silva in P2. Ty Williams, Nicholas Asselin, Chester Miller, Thomas Fuller, Andrew Miller, Sean Cunningham, and Brandon Cotton. Good break for those 2 guys. If you remember, they went a lap down earlier on because they were also off strategy and out to the back. Norm Snyder as well in this league group of guys that made it through in 10th place. And Ron Schomer is the last guy who I believe made it through that wreck. And then of the rest of the guys that are on the lead lap, we've got Michael Samia, Sean Happick, and Robert Olavison catching up to the pack. So we've got 14 here on the lead lap. Unfortunate for the guys that are out of it here, or had, it looks like Justin Thaler still in the pit lane. He's coming out now, so it looks like his tow is done. Mark Cochran's still in the pit lane. I think he might have terminal damage. So we've got a few guys 1 lap down. Trevor McLaughlin, Justin Glockner, Brandon Morris, James Olavison, and Justin Thaler all 1 lap down from 15th to 19th. And then Chris Nagy and John Asselin 2 laps down. Going to be at the back of this pack on the restart. Looks like the 18 truck's got a good amount of damage there, but looks like he stayed out. So see how much that damage affects his truck here. Famously, Superspeedways, the damage doesn't really matter as long as you're the car second in line. Trying to lead the line, though, you're going to be a anchor. As we now go to 1 to green. We're going to have
Green, white checker, baby.
a green, white checkered here in regulation. To anyone who, for some reason, doesn't understand the NASCAR rules or doesn't know them, we've got green, white checker overtimes as well if they wreck it before they get around to the white flag. Once they hit the white flag, the next flag ends it, yellow or checkered. So we're about to have some action. Remember that thing I said earlier about how everybody was going to start making moves at the end? Well, now we're going to have some moves. Guaranteed 3 wide running here from all the guys on the lead lap here. So this is going to be entertaining for sure.
Now's when you hope you haven't made anybody too mad at you in previous races or tonight. Because you're going to need a friend right now to give you a good push.
Speaking of
I hope
good
we can
push,
do it in one green, white checker. Who would you like to push?
well, I would love to have the 17 behind me if I was one of these guys on the front row, but he's way back there on the 5th row. So he's not going to be in this one. So the front 2 lines are going to be the 51 and the 81 on the bottom of Ian Silva and Ty Williams. And then the top, it's going to be Eric Thaler with Nick Asselin right on his bumper. I know that Ty Williams is a good pusher. I've done a few races with him on super speedways. I know he's really trustworthy for that, so we'll see what happens here. I know Nick Asselin, he has made his way back up to the front after that being shuffled back earlier. Pace car coming down onto the apron, going into the pit lane. Here we go for the first and hopefully only green-white checkered.
Nope. I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor and I'm not lifting till I see God or a checkered flag.
Live listening
much-
there with Eric Thaler.
Pretty much what everybody's thinking, actually. We could pick one.
Oh, we're
He's
green, and look at that push from the 48. They both jump out far. Big push
down.
there.
Go to finding the yellow line. That's it.
For the 15 and the 48 jump out to a big lead, but that might be too big of a gap. Those guys behind them are going to get a really big run. The 51 and the 81 of Ian Silva and Ty Williams. The 48 dumps the 15. 48 jumping to the outside. He's pulling Ian Silva with him. The 81, the 15's a little bit crooked there. He gets it back squared away. So we've got Ty Williams on the bottom. 87 coming up the middle, 3 wide. They're tight.
Jeez.
Oh, they're wrecking, they're wrecking,
Nice
they're
puller.
wrecking.
And we're yellow. We get to see it again. That was close. For the leaders, that was really close.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was expecting to happen. So 51 washes up a little bit
Had to be
there.
in the middle. Yeah.
We'll
So the
watch this
15 was
again.
trying to block the 81 or decide. The 81's trying to go. He couldn't get lined up right. Now the 48 went really wide, so the Thomas Fuller in the green car decides not to follow him.
Yeah, so they get 3 wide there and just gets really tight. Looks like the 51 and 87 make door-to-door contact, and the 87 just starts tank slapping back and forth. 15 of Eric Thaler actually got really lucky there not to get pulled in by the contact he got on the door. Let's see how many more trucks get out of this one. Looks like the 21 is going to hit Ian Silva right in the side. Unfortunate there for the 21, and the 9 as well going to get caught up in it. Oh, the 39 is going to be in this too. They just came up right in front of the third. Oh, did he get it slowed down and not hit him?
So far, so
Oh,
good.
man. Great accident avoidance there from the 39 of Brandon Morris. Hats off to him. That was really good driving from him. Heads up on the wheel driving. Great accident avoidance. I really don't think he got into those guys. .51 down there on the bottom gets hit by the 21 as they come up. And right now, I think he probably needs a new pair of pants. Barely misses the 21. Oh, a little bit of contact on the right front, but great job there from the 39 not to get more damage from that. Amazing job from him. Hats off to you, Brandon Morris. Touche. As we now jump to our first overtime of the race.
Points leader in the lead of the race. He got a good push, but you were right. They were coming with a lot of power, a lot of energy on the 81 and Ian Silva. And Fuller was in the middle. Nicholas Astlin went higher than Thomas Fuller was willing to go. So Thomas Fuller says, if the middle is open, I'll take it. It is. We were coming to the white. Didn't quite get there, so we're going to go green, white checker again.
And looks like Trevor McLaughlin got the lucky dog there, so he's going to be back on the lead lap. He just came into the pits, probably for some repairs. He might have got tagged up in that last wreck, or maybe still repairing from the one before. But he will be on the lead lap now, so we'll see maybe if he can move up from being the unlucky guy to maybe being the lucky guy. We'll see how it goes. So also shout out Norm Snyder, currently in 5th position. So maybe Norm can jump out here and get himself a win. That would be probably the most popular win in Midwest Motorsports history. I would
I
say.
agree.
I think that's safe to say. If Norm
would
comes
agree.
across and gets that checkered flag. Michael
100%.
Samia there in 6th made his way back up there after being off kilter with the strategy. So watch out for him as well. He led a lot of laps in the start in the middle of this thing. So see what happens with him. 17 as well in 7th place. Close enough to maybe make some moves, get up there to the front. He was at the front a lot during this race. So these guys are going to be up on the wheel. Michael Samia has nothing to lose because he's not in the points battle. So look for him to make some aggressive moves, trying to get his way up to the front here. So once again, here's the question. Who's the better pusher, 87 or the 81? Last restart, the 48 pushed the 15 out to all the way to Daytona before they got to turn 1. So now we've got Nick Asselin and Ty Williams on the bottom, and then Eric Thaler with Thomas Fuller behind him on the top. So let's see which one can get linked up together. Nicholas Asselin is the control car, so we'll see if he's wise to make sure he doesn't get a jump on the 81, or if he catches the 81 off guard whenever he goes.
I'd be a little nervous if I was the 15 with 87 pushing, since he was had a little trouble finding a clean wheel in the middle on that last green white checker. But right now, your friend is the person behind you, whether you're friends or not. You need him. You need him. So we'll see how the 15 plays this.
I'm going to keep
First
my
job is
third
to
eye
get a
on that
good start.
28 truck.
Yep, exactly. Keep a good eye on the 48. Try to stay with him.
They come now off of turn number 4. Pace car peeling off as we're going to be going back green. The flag man holding the green flag, waiting for these guys to come back around. You'll see them coming in the shot.
A long way away. So I jumped the gun. I forgot how far away the restart zone was from the pit entry. Here they come. Wait for it. Wait for it. All right.
They take off, and looks like Nick Asselin got a good jump there. The 15 doesn't have a pusher there. The 87 got disconnected from the 15, so the 48 is in prime position here, but the 15 of Eric Thaler trying to get that side draft on the 81. Washes up the track a little bit. 81 of Ty Williams gets to Nicholas Asselin. So those two are going to be linked up first. But as I say that, the 87 just got, oh man, big sideways moment there out of Nick Asselin off of the front bumper of Ty Williams. So now we are 3 wide, got Michael Samia behind Nicholas Asselin, Norm Snyder there on the bottom behind Ty. Get it in there, Norm. As looks like Eric Thaler gets shuffled back, as well as the 87. So now we're 2 by 2 coming to the white flag, 3 wide here for the lead. Michael Samia making a move on Nick Asselin, 17 truck right behind him. I was talking about that 17's pushing. Let's see how this push comes from the 17. We got Norm on the bottom with Nick Asselin. Got the 48 and the 15 linked up. We're 3 wide, 3 by 3 here for the front position. 17 in the 1, get a little bit squirrely there on the top. 17 trying to make that big push for the lead here.
Norm Snyder and 28 pushing the 81 at the bottom, but the 15 and 48 are hooked up in the middle. 48 goes up high. 15 is not clear to drop down low. 48 comes up in front. We are headed to the checkered flag. Next flag ends the race. 81 down low, 48 in the middle. Michael Samia in the 1 will go 4
wide.
4 wide coming to the finish.
Oh, they're wrecking.
15 turns it up. 81, it's going to be Ty Williams and Norm Snyder to the front. They're
Shake and bake, Norm. Shake and bake.
Can you do it? Can't pull out.
Can you do it?
81 pulls the block.
Come on, Ty. Great job from Norm there. Sean Cunningham sneaks through to get third as well. Ty Williams gets the win here at Talladega. They're wrecking behind him. 4 wide going through 3 and 4 there. I knew that wasn't going to end well.
Here we are, 3 wide. You call it, Walker.
So here we have Nick Asselin coming up to block this top lane. Gets that lane all bunched up, out of sorts here. So the 15 truck is in the middle here. They're still bunched up. 48 gets a little bit sideways off the nose of the 1, so that's going to slow him down a bit as he's not clear of the 1 of Michael Samia, so he's going to get shuffled back, which is going to turn this into a 4-wide situation between these guys up front, and this is where things start getting tight. We're back to 3 wide here, now back to 4 wide, and this is where things get really, really tight. The 1 trying to squeeze everybody down. There's barely any room here. Sean, the 17.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's just a push from, who was that? Nick Asselin, second in line there. Just barely
15
catches
goes
the 15.
all the
I
way
think-
over on his roof.
Yeah, and then everybody basically just gets caught up in this one as they come to the line. Not very many trucks came out of this one unscathed. The crews are going to be upset at these guys whenever they get back to the shop on Monday.
Just
Well,
load
that's a
up the parts in the truck.
big hit for the
That's what I
25 there on the inside wall.
Here it is in real time. The 17 on the outside that's kind of squeezes everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not intentionally, but those
Big
guys hit
hits
the
out of
wall.
these two. Wow. Look at those. Look at the guys trying to make it through there. I wonder if the 18 and the 99 make it through. It looks like they did. 39 going full Dale Earnhardt mode there through the grass to make it to the line. Look at him go.
He does have the Scott Surf Builder award on his car, so he's just getting some sponsor time in there, doing the lawn duty. Here we are in real time. They're wrecking sideways. Everybody got a
Gets
piece
it
of that.
gathered up. Foot to the floor. Truck coming in
boy.
front of him.
Chaos
He's
behind him.
moving for it.
They're still wrecking. I want to see Justin Glickner's view because he was in Ben's cycle there for a couple of minutes too. He got hit 2 or 3 times. One more time in real time. This is the wreck's happening right in front of him.
Great view of it wreck here. Huge pack of trucks.
If that 17 stays high, he doesn't spend the 48. But he comes down just enough.
It looks like the 48
no,
got into the 15 there.
Yeah. I think the 48 was trying to avoid the 17 coming down.
15 up and over in front of everybody. He gets collected in the quarter panel here, number 21, following along with as these guys wreck. 21 almost up and over. You can see him on 2 wheels.
48 going around, 17 going around.
You can see his hands
Everybody.
sawing at the wheel in the 21. Gets a look there from the 17. Another one from the 76. And he gets turned
Oh, my
around.
goodness.
Trevor McLaughlin trying to make it through. He gets collected by the 17. I think the 18, though, he was back behind this group. I think he made it through all this unscathed. He moved up a ton there. Finished in 6th place. Trevor McLaughlin 7th after getting that lucky dog. What a finish.
What a finish. Walker, I'll let you run through the field. I'll go to the Discord and pull our 1, 2, and 3 up.
Already?
Into the broadcast.
So we have Ty Williams coming home with the win in the number 81 Snap-on Tools truck. Norm Snyder, probably going to be the happiest man we'll ever hear whenever he gets in here for his post-race interview. I can't wait to talk to him. Coming home with a great P2. Sean Cunningham in the number 71 brings it home 3rd place. Michael Samia in 4th. Ron Schomer, I butchered that for sure. In the 79 truck, 5th place. Chester Miller, 18, 6th place. Nicholas Asselin, Thomas Fuller, Robert Olavison, Sean Happick, Brandon Cotton, Trevor McLaughlin. He must have got some sort of black flag or something there at the end. So he's back down to 12th. And then Andrew Miller, first one a lap down. Eric Thaler, James Olavison, Justin Glockner, Brandon Morris, and Justin Thaler from being out front a lot all the way down in P18.
Well, you would never know it, but the Midwest Motorsports Truck Series from Talladega has another amazing finish. 2 green-white checkers. We have 3rd place Sean Cunningham in the booth with us. Hey, Sean, you got us?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man, congratulations on a great 3rd place finish. I guess you'll take it however it comes to you, right?
Honestly, that was I was not expecting that. I got collected in the wreck. I want to say 5 laps prior to that. Went in. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna play it safe. And we were coming 3 and 4. I saw them go forward wide. Was not expecting that to finish out well, and saw I think it was Eric flip, and I was sure I was gonna get collected. And when I saw nobody around me, I saw I wasn't spinning or airborne. I was honestly shocked.
Yeah, absolutely amazing, man. You're right. 4 wide usually doesn't end well, but it ended well for you. Um, well, Sean, is this the first time you've been on the podium?
I was on the podium I think twice last year in the Xfinity series, but in the truck series it is.
Yeah. Well, congrats, man. I hope it's a sign of things to come in the future, man. Congrats on a great run.
I really hope
We,
so.
yeah. Well, again, we appreciate you joining Midwest Motorsports, man. We're glad you're here. Good racing, Sean. We'll look for you next week. All right.
All right, thank you, sir.
Can I talk to
Yeah.
him, James? Jeez.
Hey, all right. Hey, Sean, don't run. Don't run. Walter's got a couple questions for you.
Yeah, Sean. It seemed like a really roller coaster of a race for you. I think you and the 17 were linked up way off the field there in the middle of the race. What happened to you guys? Specifically with you being that far behind, was it just pit cycle thing where you didn't get a draft, or what happened there?
Yeah, so the 17's my teammate, and we decided to do a short pit the first cycle. It worked out perfectly. We stayed out in front of the pack. We jumped from about, I think, 18th and 17th all the way up to 6th and 7th. So we were like, let's try this again. But the second time, I locked it up coming into the pit. So I had to back it up, try and get in. He was 7 seconds ahead of me. I got sucked in, tried keeping it up on the high line. Ironically, it worked out because we caught that late race caution. So, I mean, the second pick, I think it would have worked. I think we would have been fine. We would have probably been running up in the top 5. But like I told him, I'm kind of happy we didn't, because we saw that there was a accident with about 9, 8 to go, and it was like the top 5 guys. So I'm happy we weren't up there, and I'm happy I kind of dropped the ball on my pit entrance. But yeah, it was. We tried to do a different strategy than everybody else, try and see how it worked.
Yeah, it's always good to make gamble calls on the pit strategy. Just unfortunate that you slid through your box there. Could have easily worked out for you guys again, but unfortunately you got left behind. But fortunately for you, that meant that you were in the perfect spot to make it through that last lap melee there on that final overtime green white checkered. So congratulations to you once again on your 3rd place here in your first truck podium.
Thank you, sir.
Great racing, Sean. Good job. That's your second place, Sean Cunningham. We're headed now to Norm Snyder. First time I've been able to interview Norm. Really glad he's here. 1 second, I'll figure out how to get you off of mute, Norm. Hey, Norm, how you doing, man? It's James and Walker in the booth. You got us?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Man, how about it? Second place, Norm. You just kept your foot in the gas and keep going till you see a checkered flag, right?
Yep. I bet you guys never thought you'd interview me.
Oh, we were talking about you earlier, man. We'd love to see you. We thought you were going to win, man. We were pulling for you.
I was trying.
Go ahead, Walker.
Yeah, I saw where you were. I think on the first green white checkered, you were like 4th in line, and I said, if Norm somehow pulls out a way to win this race, that'll be the most popular race in Midwest Motorsports history. I'm happy you're here in 2nd place. It's great seeing you out here and being able to jump up there and get a 2nd place like that. Did a really good job there as well, pushing Ty on that bottom lane in that last restart. You can talk us through that if you want to.
Well, I didn't really have anywhere else to go, so I said I might as well push him. And we actually hooked up in practice and we're running some fast laps. So I said maybe if I push him out far enough, I could get by, but I just kept pushing.
Yeah,
Did you see that they were going 4 wide behind you, Norm, or were you just eyes ahead?
No, I was eyes ahead.
Yeah, good for you.
I was darn lucky to get by that last caution. I don't know how I avoided it, but not the last one, but the one before that.
Yeah. Hey,
Well,
sometimes it takes a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill and get you in 2nd place.
that's
Yep.
all right. I'd rather be lucky than good any day of the week.
Me too.
But no, you didn't do it with luck, Norm. I mean, you were up there in front legit. You just happened to be on the bottom line and able to avoid the big one coming to the checkered flag. So, I mean, you're the one that put yourself in the position. So don't let anybody take this one away from you, man. You're, like I say, you pushed the leader to the win. You were fast enough to get away from the guys that were wrecking. So, um, yeah, you earned it, Norm. Congrats on a great finish, man.
Thank
We're
you.
all happy for you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Norm Snyder, your P2 for the race, Talladega Superspeedway. And finally, but not last, but not least, I should say, we got Ty Williams talking to us in the booth once again. Ty, it's James and Walker. You got us?
Yep, I got you.
Congrats on a Talladega win, Superspeedway win, Ty. What do you think, man? What was it like out there? Talk us through your side from the last part of the race or any of it. What was it like out there?
Man, it was a controlled chaos is what I would say. The whole race was we were all aggressive, wanting to be at the front and stuff, but there was no big ones, mid race. We had an early wreck, just to get uh I guess the knock the rust out the truck and stuff, and then the rest of the race went good, and then we, typical Talladega, you run into the end of race wrecks and stuff, and at that point, it's just trying to survive. Um, I I didn't really have a plan going into those final few restarts. My plan was just to stick to the bottom, and if there was someone in front of me, push them, and like Norm said, hope to push them far enough to where you can get clear. Um, and that's when on the restart, Nick decided to block up high, and that allowed me to get low. I saw Norm was behind me. I know Norm pushed me very well in practice, and I knew I could trust him with his pushes. And at that point, it was just kind of sticking to the bottom. I had chances to block up a higher lane, but it just wouldn't be worth it. So I stuck to the bottom, and the top line were trying to make their moves, and they got collected in their own wreck. And then at that point, it was a 2-horse drag race coming to the line with me and Norm.
On that last pit cycle, did you have a buddy? Did you come in knowing that you were going to come out with some help, or were you just following the leader and whatever the guy in front of you did, that was when you were coming?
So that last pit cycles, Eric and JT and some other guys, they came in and pitted. So I followed. So I was like, okay, next lap, I'll come in, and I was thinking other people were gonna come in, and it was just me by myself. I'm like, oh man. And I came out. They were still trying to get formed up, so I was able to catch their draft, and I was able to kind of stick behind them. And after that, it was just riding until probably last couple laps. That's when I expected it to get pretty aggressive, but at that point, I was just content with riding behind them until it came to the end.
Oh, you got another green white checker, and that's all it took. Um, so congratulations, Walker. You got anything else for Ty?
Yeah. Great job once again. Played the cards right there. Uh, up front there for the last green white checkered, and I saw Norm on the inside, and I wouldn't be lying if I said I was pulling for Norm to get by you there at the end, but I think everybody, even you maybe, were pulling for Norm at the end there. But yeah, just a great job. And whenever I saw you come in by yourself, by the way, I thought for sure you were going to be out of it. But lucky for you, you did get into that pack with the uh, with the Thailers and Co. So you were able to keep in with the lead boys and end up being in position there at the end.
Yeah, I won't lie. Coming through the tribal when it was just me and Norm, that's when I finally looked at my relative to see who was like really behind me. And when I saw it was Norm, I'm like, like he definitely is a character here in this league, and we all love him here. And it would have been a great first win, I believe, for him. But he's definitely getting stronger and getting better with these races. I believe last week at Kentucky, he finished like in the top 10 or something like that. So, uh, definitely a popular driver, and I look forward to seeing what he does in the next races, and then even going in the next season if he can continue it and will win off in Daytona. Which, if I'm in the same position as he was, I owe him one.
Well, congrats once again on a great finish. This is definitely going to help your points out. I don't know if we're talking about points yet, but only a few races left in the series. So, what do you think we're going to see next week?
So
Oh, we
we're
got an
at
off week,
off week, okay, and then
and
we're
then
at the group.
Chicago.
We're at Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago, 113 laps.
Nice. I just did a race at Chicago with these trucks, and they are a lot different than how they were last season, and I'm looking forward to it because it definitely favors to my driving style. So look forward to it, and hopefully keep the momentum going for these last, I believe, 3 races.
Yep, that's right. 3 races left in the championship. Congrats on another great finish, Ty. Glad to have you in the league, man. Good job. We'll look for you in 2 weeks. Enjoy your week off, and yeah, take it easy, Ty. Hopefully, we'll be talking to you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. That is your race winner from Talladega, Ty Williams, from Snellville, Georgia. Currently living the North Carolina life, and yeah, that's it from Talladega Superspeedway. Uh, Walker, what a great, amazing finish. Thanks so much for joining me. You're a natural up here in the booth, man. I hope we get to do it again. Maybe you can leave work a little bit early again sometime soon. But yeah, we are off to Chicagoland. Well, we got an off week next week, so enjoy your time off with the trucks. Um, we'll see you Sunday in the Cup Series as we get to do this again at Talladega.
Yeah, it was a great time. Thanks for letting me come in here into the booth and having a little bit of fun talking about trucks going around in circles for a while. Great race. Good job everybody for keeping it clean till the end. We all know the end's gonna be wild. So, um, yeah, it was great. Good job once again to Ty Williams and Norm and to
Sean.
Sean Cunningham there for the podiums. And yeah, looking forward to
Welcome.
Chicagoland. As I say, the best intermediate in the world. So that should be some really good racing.
All right, you heard it here first. Welcome McNulty says Chicagoland's the best intermediate track. What do you think? Let us know. That's a wrap from Talladega Superspeedway for the Midwest Motorsports Trucks. I'm James J, reminding you to stay in your lane.